Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday, September the 14th, 2024. I'm back with another video, YouTube podcast for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoying. Happy Saturday. Um, I'm back with another video and I'm back with some more content. I'm just going to go on and tell y'all I probably will be dropping another video sometime today as well. Probably after I get through recording this one. Because this video I'm doing right now is a topic that, everybody's talking about, that is really sad, that is really triggering. The name of the person in this topic that we're going to be talking about today is Javion Magee. He was a black 21-year-old truck driver who was found lynched from a tree. And I got the video. Somebody shared the video on TikTok in my messages, and I watched it. And I watched this person break it down on what happened. So after that, hours progressed, the day progressed, and I'm like, you know what? While I'm sitting here, I can do more research and I can get more sight on the story if I go back and watch the TikTok video again, and I go back and read articles. And I have read like 2 to 3 articles and they all say the same thing, but this is the article I found. I'm gonna read it to y'all like I've been doing. I'm gonna read it to y'all, then I'm gonna go and elaborate, and then I'm gonna give my opinion, my perspective, my commentary, what I think about this, because I can tell y'all some stuff that I know personally from my heart and from my mind that I know about this type of stuff, because me and many others, from Mississippi, from the country, from the South, and being black, it's kind of like, it's a trigger, it's kind of like a lot to think about. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. But like what I was saying, being a black man in Mississippi, from the South and in the country, when you think about it, when I think of being in Mississippi, from the South, from the country, I think of all the history and all the history and the situations and the problems and the triggering and the heartbreak and the pain that goes behind it. And I will say this, it kind of, to me, this kind of is like it really is. It's like racism kind of playing in the mix of things, and it's kind of like racism playing in the mix of things, and it's kind of like bringing back so many history, and it's kind of like bringing back throwbacks and throwing back all the horrible things that our ancestors as black men and women went through, and peoples is still going through with this lynching from trees and stuff, that they did back in the times. And it's crazy and it's sad. And for this to happen to this 21-year-old young black man, Javion Magee, it's heartbreaking, because I'm tired of hearing about our peoples in the black community, in the black and the brown community, getting hung, getting unalive, getting all this re-triggering stuff happen to us like it did back in the times, lynching from trees. That like, to me, that's just it's wild, and I just don't understand it. And I'm not buying this so-called sheriff slash chief's story, this wife sheriff's story, saying that it was no foul play, and they don't have many leads on it. They don't know where it happened. The truth is somebody knows something. Somebody knows something. And I say this, they could know something. Hell, they could be allegedly, they could be the ones that did it or could be a part of it. Because when you think about it, all them years ago, you had these bad policemen in Mississippi, in the South, full of racism in them. And, you know, it's just that, you know, they wouldn't help us. Instead of trying to help us, they would unalive us. So, and many more. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this article. But before we get started, if you like this content, hit that like button. If you like this content, hit that notification bell and share the video. Because, you know, if you like this content, this is the type of content I provide. I provide news, trending topics, and, you know, entertainment news, all that. I provide all that. I try to keep everybody up to speed. So if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. And before I get started, I want to give a couple of shout outs. The first shout out I want to give is to DJ, my best friends from the SIP, also my best friend. The Heat and Color podcast. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been wonderful. The Solomon Project, Miss Nikki P Blogs, All Bum Lady, Lady with T, Go Cree Cree, Slim Jim Longfoot. Who else? And many others that's in the group that I'm in. Give a shout out to all of y'all that's in the group that I'm in. I think there's another one. I think her name is Tracy, Miss Tracy, and Miss Tracy, Kayla. I think her name is Miss Kayla. It's so many. I be forgetting, but shout out to everybody that's in the Facebook group that I'm in. And shout out to everybody in the Facebook group that I'm in that have recently just joined the journey for YouTube. Shout out to all of y'all. Y'all have played a big factor in my life. All y'all that I named, y'all played a big factor and a big part of my life, and still am, because y'all are giving me the motivation. Y'all are giving me, you know, the strength. Y'all are giving me the courage to continue to go do what I love. And I'm going to tell you something else. I have a lot to catch up on YouTube. I got to catch up on these playlists. I'm behind because I was gone yesterday. I didn't get in till like 5 o'clock this morning. How I'm still up functioning, I don't know. I got my coffee. I got to catch up on YouTube videos. I got to catch up on a lot of videos that I'm subscribed to. Everything, and I got tons and tons and tons of messages that I have not responded to. I just need a moment. I just need to do what I need to do first, and that is do this content, because I got 2 videos that I said I'm gonna put out today. So if I don't respond like that, I'm completely swamped. It ain't nothing personal. I love each and every one of y'all to death. It's just that I need time to process things, you know. So that's basically what I mean. So we finna go ahead. Tracy Ann Brown, that's her name. Shout out to Tracy Ann Brown. That's the name. I'm gonna be sure to put all y'all's names in the description box, and thank y'all. And, you know, just want to give my gratitude. So we're finna go ahead and get started with this article and get started with this topic, and we're gonna talk about it. And I'm sorry, y'all, if I've been doing a lot of talking, but let's get to it. Details, and this is the article right here. Details emerge of final moments of black man allegedly lynched in Henderson, North Carolina. Yes, this happened in Henderson, North Carolina. Javion Magee alleged lynching sparks concerns of racial violence, with search warrant revealing further information. Now, this was updated September 14th, 2024. And this is Javion Magee. The alleged lynching of a 21-year-old black man in Henderson, North Carolina has sparked concerns about racial violence in the South. Javion Magee, a truck driver from Chicago, was found dead on September 11th, intentionally reported to have been hanging from a tree. However, law enforcement ruled his death a suicide, a conclusion Magee's family dispute, calling for a thorough and transparent investigation. The case gained widespread attention after Magee's cousin, a TikTok user known as the Scotty Pimpin, shared details on his death on social media. The post prompted discussions about Henderson's racial history, with some online users claiming that the town has a legacy as a showdown town, places historically known for violence against black people after sunset, including lynchings. A search warrant filed by Vance County investigators sheds light to Magee's final moments. Authorities were dispatched to 285 Vance Mill Road after receiving a report of a possible suicide. Detective Labra, whose first name was not listed in the warrant, found Magee sitting at the base of a tree with a blue rope wrapped around his neck. According to the warrant, Magee displayed no visible signs of assault or trauma. Investigators discovered evidence at the scene, including a ripped paper wrapping from Walmart.com that matched the brand of the rope around Magee's neck, as well as unopened smoking materials. A review of Walmart surveillance footage revealed that Magee had purchased the rope for $4.20 at 6:20 p.m. On September the 10th, he was seen leaving the store alone, wearing the same clothes he had on when he was found. Further investigation tracked Magee's movements, including stops at the Hampton Inn and a local smoke shop. Surveillance footage from a Shell gas station later showed Magee's truck traveling on Vance Mill Road and turning toward the area where his body was found. However, the footage did not show Magee returning to his truck. Authorities are continuing to investigate by reviewing surveillance footage, cell phone records, and evidence found in Magee's truck. Mike Walters, the district attorney for Vance County, stated that the investigation is being conducted through as with any suspicious death case. He also confirmed that the North Carolina medical examiner will determine the official cause of death. Magee's family has set up a GoFundMe page to raise funds for travel and legal expenses and the search for answers. The page, organized by a family member, has raised over $8,000 to date. Okay. And that's the article, y'all. That's the article. So let's get ready to elaborate on this. Okay. And I'm going to give my opinion and my perspective. And if y'all know me, y'all know I am raw. I am uncensored. I don't hide nothing. I don't sugarcoat nothing. So if I say something and it come out the wrong way, I'm sorry. But that's just how I am. Now, this is alleged now. He's 21. Black man in Henderson, North Carolina. That's where he was at. And this happened in Henderson. Like what I just read to y'all, like what y'all just heard me read. This just happened in Henderson. And by the way, it's a TikTok video of a TikToker explaining this and breaking it down. It is gonna be in my description box so y'all can watch it. I would put it in my video, but YouTube might take it down for reasons like copyright reasons and this and that. So I'm just gonna put the link in my description, and y'all can go watch the link in the video of that link to get, the information as well. So the thing is, like what I just read to y'all, Henderson is a racial spot, and it has a bunch of history, including black men and women, black peoples in general getting hung and lynched. So it's a lot that is going through my head right now. It's a lot that's going through my head right now. He was a truck driver. He was from Chicago. And the thing was, he was found dead on September 11th, 9/11. So it's just a lot to take in still. And now they're saying that it was a suicide. The law and officials want to say that it was a suicide. Honestly, I'm just going to be real with you. Who do you know, I could be wrong, but who do you know in their right mind in our community would want to go to a part of a town that has a lot of bad history, especially racial history, with black men getting hung and lynched from a tree in Henderson? Who in their right mind would want to commit suicide? Who in their right mind would want to commit suicide in a part of town that is nothing filled with racially vibes, that has peoples have lost their lives in being lynched and hung from trees? Who in their right mind want to commit suicide in their part of town? Number one, that does not seem all too clear to me. Number two, something ain't adding up. Number three, yes, I read the article, and I can read it again and again and again, and it'll tell you the same thing. And number three, these officers, these sheriffs, these law enforcements, they ain't gonna want to tell us anything. They ain't gonna want to tell us nothing. They don't want to tell that family nothing, because you know why? Because they probably know what happened. They know what happened. They probably have a hunch on what happened. They probably had something to do with what happened to Javion Magee, a 21-year-old, allegedly. Think about it now. Think about it, how many times the system has failed our black men and black women, black peoples in our community. Just think of all the times that the system has failed black men and women, especially the black men, getting not one simple thing of justice for a crime that they didn't commit, losing their life for something that they didn't have nothing to do with, involving something racially. Just think about that. Let that resonate. I might not be saying it in the right form, but just let that resonate for just 1 minute. And like I said, they say Henderson has racial history with some online users, which is more than me, online users. And then they claim that the town has a legacy as a showdown town, places historically known for violence against black people after sunset, including lynchings. So, okay, so there's another thing to think about. This is another thing. Like I said, it has a racial history with some people's online users, people that do research just like I do, claiming and saying allegedly that this is a historically known violence against black peoples after sunset. And it has something to do with lynchings and hangings. So let that resonate again. Let that resonate again. So my question is, why would this 21-year-old go in the part of town that has a history of racism against black peoples, that does harm on the lives and everything? And then when sunset comes, that's when lynchings happen, that's when the unalived is coming, that's when the harassment comes towards our peoples in the black community. And it's a sundown place. So these people, they wait till the sun go down. And then that's when black people start getting unalived. If I'm saying it correctly, if I may say that in that type of form. Now something ain't right. I don't think this young man would commit suicide in that part of town. I believe it was done to him. I believe it's a homicide, allegedly. I believe it's a homicide. And then they don't want to tell his family nothing. They don't want to tell Javion Magee family nothing. And they've been trying to get ounces. And they don't want to say nothing. The law officials don't want to say nothing. The sheriff don't want to say nothing. One of the sheriffs seemed kind of suspect. If you go in that video in my description, what I was telling you about, a person on TikTok was explaining it. If you go in my video in that description, you will hear that TikToker, which is a person that I highly respect, which is a person that I really want to thank for, spreading the word, letting it be well known about this case, so we all can be well known about this case in our community. He said something about some type of sheriff by the name of Marcus or Matthew or something like that. I'm not for sure. I forgot the name. But it seems like to me the sheriff, the name that he mentioned in that video that's in my description, it kind of seems like that sheriff was hiding a little more and knowing a little more than he's leading on. This sheriff could know more. He probably do know more than he's leading on, but just ain't telling the family. The family has been trying to figure out what happened to Javion Magee. For once, I want to know what happened to Javion Magee. I don't know him personally. I never met him a day in my life. But as a black man, as a black person of the black community, as a person that is from the South, that was raised in the South, that's currently in the South, in Mississippi, you can't help but to think, wow, this is very relatable. And not only is this happening in North Carolina in the South, but this has happened in Mississippi in the South for years, starting way back then with the lynchings, with the church burnings of our peoples. Lynching our black peoples, burning down our black people's churches in the black community back in the day. Started with the lynching, setting the crosses on fire. So you tell me, does that seem relatable? Does that seem like repeat history? That seems like repeat history to me. And I don't understand it. And then they say, A search warrant filed by Vance County investigators shares light on Magee's final moments. Authorities, it says the authorities were dispatched to 285 Mill Road after receiving a report of a possible suicide. And this detective, LeBra, whose first name was not listed in the warrant, found Magee sitting at the base of a tree with a blue rope wrapped around his neck. According to the warrant, Magee displayed no visible signs of assault or trauma. Okay, this is another thing that gets me. Okay, so it says no trauma, no assault or trauma played no part nor factor in the situation. But this is my question as well. Why would this young man, Javion Magee, go to Walmart in Henderson and purchase a rope for $4.20 at 6:20 p.m. Please tell me, why would this young man go purchase a rope for $4.20 at 6:20 p.m. for himself to hang himself, to unalive himself in a racially town in Henderson from Walmart? Please make that make sense. I'm not buying it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This my thing. This my thing. I could be wrong, but this my thing. Could somebody that is not of the black community, yes, I'm saying this, could it have been somebody that is not of the black community, probably found Javion Magee, probably had him at a point, probably was trying to do something to him, probably telling him to go buy the rope, and then he bought it for $4.20. And then they went back to this racially town where this unspeakable act happened. This is just my theory. Like I said, this is alleged. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm saying that it has to be something, And this happened on September the 10th. This happened on a day before he was found dead, unalive. But then again, I take that back. I was wrong. Because it says he was leaving the store alone. He left the store alone after purchasing, buying the blue rope that was $4.20. So something is just not adding up. I don't know how to put this into words, but something is not adding up. Something is fishy. Something is fishy. Something is fishy. And then his movements was also tracked, including stops at a Hampton Inn and a local smoke shop, and the surveillance footage from a Shell gas station later showed Magee's truck traveling on Vance Mill Road and turning toward the area where his body was found. However, the footage did not show Magee returning to his truck. So basically, when he turned on that road, after leaving the Shell gas station, and went to Vance Road, and he didn't return to his truck. Something is not right. I just don't know what it is. Something is not right. Something is not right. But I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't care what nobody say. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Go to the video in my description that I'm going to put in the video. That sheriff, that Matthew, or whatever his name is, that these law enforcement, these sheriffs, these chiefs, or whatever you want to call them, they know something. They know something. They don't want to tell his family nothing. They don't want to tell this young boy's family nothing. And let me remind you, he was a truck driver. He was a truck driver from Chicago. And from what I heard, he loved his job. He was a hard worker. He loved it being a truck driver. So I don't care what nobody say. These sheriffs, these chiefs, these officials, they know something. They know something, and they don't want to tell the family nothing. But the family is not giving up because they still trying to find answers. And he was 21 years old. He was still young. He still had a whole life ahead of him. He could have had a family if he wanted to start a family. But he will not get that chance nor that opportunity because it was taken away from him. But like I said, these officials, these law officials, these chiefs, these sheriffs, that's not of our community, they know something. They know something. And I'm gonna say this: this does not surprise me one bit because this does not surprise me one bit. Then they trying to say he committed suicide. He hung himself. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that one bit because who in their right mind in our community would go in a racially town that does not like black peoples? That wouldn't even like more than to see us gone, hang themselves in that part of town. I don't understand that. That ain't true. I don't believe it because ain't no black person in their right mind that would do that. My heart, my prayers goes out to this young man, and I believe he was unalived. I believe he was killed by somebody that wasn't of our community. And I believe these officials, these sheriffs, these chiefs, they know more than they lay known. They just don't want to tell the family anything. And I'm just being honest. But it goes to tell you, this is repeat history. This is repeat history. This isn't the first time this has happened in our community, and it won't be the last. Our community has suffered in the hands of policemen that is not of our community for decades, since the beginning of time. And this lynching from trees and everything, this is not doing anything but bringing up the difficult times that our ancestors had to face. I know a bunch of people might not watch this video because of what I'm speaking, but I'm going to tell you this. The officials say it was foul play. It was no foul play involved. Well, something had to be involved because why would this young man want to hang himself from a tree in North Carolina, in Henderson, where it's a history of black violence against us after sundown, sunset, where lynchings begin afterwards? Please make that make sense to me because I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like I said, something ain't right. And I said what I said. and I'm going to stick to it. This has been happening in our community for so long. This is not the first time peoples of our community has suffered in the hands of policemen in the racial times. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop unless we make it stop. But if we make it stop, we out of our minds. I just don't know. And it's sad that Javion Magee's family has to go through this painful ordeal, this painful situation. He was a hard worker. He was just 21 years old. He still had a head of life ahead of him, but it got taken away. And I'm going to say it again and again and again. He didn't commit suicide. That seems kind of fishy. I don't think he committed suicide. I believe he was unalived. And these sheriffs, and these officials, and these chiefs, they trying to cover it up and hide it, like they done with other peoples of the black community. Whoever these officials, sheriffs is, back in the time, if they done something wrong, you know what they'll do? If they done something wrong to somebody of the black community, which is unalive, you know what they'll do? They'll get off scot-free. They'll hide it. They'll hide the evidence. They'll hide the proof that they did it, and try to say, oh, it was foul play. There wasn't no foul play involved. I don't know what happened to suicide. That is a damn lie. A damn lie. Listen, one thing I will say about our community, the black community, the black community, one thing about us, some of us in our community, we might do things without thinking. But I'm going to tell you one thing, everybody in the black community knows we is not doing. The black peoples of our community, we as black men and women, we are some of the most smartest peoples in the world. I'm going to be honest with you. If it wasn't for black men and women coming into this world, that's just my opinion. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But if it wasn't for no black man nor a woman coming into this world, it wouldn't be nothing. Because if it wasn't for us, and if it wasn't for our ancestors, and if it wasn't for the black man building up half of this population, and this whole world and country was built in the arms of the sweat, the tears, the love of a black man, it wouldn't be nothing. Because black peoples make up the biggest population. Black peoples, we are smart. We are smart. We have the brains. We are part of a legacy. We are part of a legacy coming from trauma that has happened to our ancestors many, many years. And some of the peoples and some of our peoples in our black community has not made some of the right decisions. But you know what? It's not their fault that they couldn't make the right choices. We all made a choice that we wish we shouldn't have made, but it happens. And I'm going to say this. I love my black community, and I'm going to stand with my black community. But I will not keep standing for this happening to our community. I speak up on this all the time. But when I speak my truth about these situations, that means I care about our community. That means I want this violence against our community to stop. Especially this especially this decade, especially this flashback trigger warning that has happened over thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago. Lynchings from trees, getting hung, harassed by peoples that is not of the black community. Our system in the black community has getting failed, let down, because the system in the black community has been failed. Our system in the black community has really failed a lot of black men and women of our community. Yes, our peoples, our black men and women has committed crimes too. But you don't hear us. You do not hear us. You do not hear a thing about us as black men and women hanging peoples from trees and all that, doing harassing. You don't hear none of that from our community. You don't, because you know why you don't hear none of that from our community? Because we are smart. We got brains. We already been through enough hell and trauma. What more? What more can we take? It's bad enough being black, being part of the LGBTQ community, being black, being part of the transgender community, and being a transgender woman and a man. That's hard too. And have to face homophobia in the black community. All this, each and everything. Because being a part of the black community and being part of the LGBTQ community and being a transgender woman nor man in the community, that is hard work. It's a lot of hard work being a black woman and man. Because we have to watch our backs. We are targets. In my opinions, we are targets. Don't nothing scare a person that's not of our community. But for a smart black man or woman to be on top of the world and to have a little power. They don't want our black men nor women to have brains. They think we are dumb. They think we don't know nothing, but we know a lot more than they think. Some of us in our community, we just play like we don't know, but we know. And for the family of Javion Magee, it is said that the Magee's family has set up a GoFundMe page to raise funds for travel and legal expenses in their search for answers. The page, organized by a family member, has raised over $8,000 to date. So I'm guessing they are raising this GoFundMe to go travel to see what led to this case, what led to the unaliving of Javion Magee. I'm going to tell y'all something. I will keep y'all updated. I will update y'all. I will update y'all. I will follow up with the story the best that I can. And I hope I did a good job, y'all. And that's what I know so far. So my heart and my prayers goes out to Javion Magee and his family. I still don't believe that he committed suicide. I believe he was unalived. I don't care. I believe they done something to this young man and he turned on that road and he was a truck driver and he from Chicago. I believe they done something to him and they're trying to cover it up like they always do. And that's just me. So my heart, my prayers goes out to the family of Javion Magee, his mother, his whole family. So that would be my video for today, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all for watching. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. And hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. And don't forget to watch the video in my description so y'all can get a feel of what I'm trying to say. So thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for so much love. I hope y'all have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Bye-bye.